Hi, Sharks. I'm Michael Malkin.
And I'm Lucy Fuller, and we're from Newport News, Virginia.
Today, we are seeking $250,000 in exchange for 10% of our company, Calm Strips.
Calm Strips are a cool new way to help people reduce their anxiety, and that is just scratching at the surface.
Have you ever had a day like my animated friend Charlie here? This traffic is stressing him out.
This cartoon cloud came out of nowhere, and Charlie forgot his umbrella. Oh, Charlie.
And now his phone is blowing up with angry messages from his comically evil boss.
We've all gotten them. But this brings Charlie's anxiety to an all-time high. Luckily, Charlie remembers he has Calm Strips, a healthy way to calm and ground himself.
Calm Strips might look like any other sticker, but they're actually textured sensory adhesives. People everywhere are rubbing, scratching, or picking at the textured surface of their Calm Strips to help reduce fidgeting, increase focus, and regulate restless energy.
They're reusable and residue-free, meaning they can be stuck to your phone, your laptop, your desk. Teachers and students alike love them because it helps kids manage their own restless energy without disrupting the rest of the class.
So, Sharks, who wants to invest in Calm Strips and show the world how easy it is to take a little bit of calm with you everywhere?
So I love this idea. You know, that look, I can't tell you, I have so many fidget toys on my desk here. There's another one over here. Here's another fidget spinner. Here's like a top, a metal top. So and then with that, I have my pen, right? And I spin my pen. So I love this idea of something that can help, get you focused and in a space-saving manner, right? That doesn't require carrying something extra to do it. I think I might try this out. I'm interested to see for my son too, like if it will help him focus a little more. He's almost 4 and he's a little spacey sometimes, but yeah, I'm looking forward to it. This is a pretty nifty idea. Hopefully they got some sales to back up their $2.5 million valuation here. But I'll tell you what I got is some ABCs for you over at shopsuperjoe.com. You can get your apparel like I'm wearing here with this hoodie, the books that I have written, as well as courses that I have taught in video format, as well as master classes and one-on-one business coaching with me. Anyway, let's get back to the video. I really am excited here.
In front of you, I see you guys are all about it already. I love that. So in front of you, I see you guys are all about it already. I love that. So we have both the soft sand and the newer river rocks textures in the Calm circles and Calm strips. How does this work?
I originally came up with the idea for Calm Strips because I, for the last 13 years before doing Calm Strips, worked in an Apple retail store. It was a really busy environment, and I found that it was incredibly stressful, and it would kind of trigger my anxiety. So I found that if I started wrapping a little bit of carpenter's tape around my finger and kind of rubbing on that, it would help me to kind of calm down. And science does show that touch, especially tactile sensory touch, can have a significant impact on reducing people's anxiety and making them feel calmer.
So guys, I just don't get it.
What was your market research, though? You say it worked for people.
The reason I say that is because over 100,000 people get it. We have a return rate of less than 1%.
What does it cost to buy one of these?
You get a 5-pack of either for $12.49.
What does it cost you to make it?
The soft sand cost us $1, and for the river rocks, it costs $2.
I love the margins.
We are e-commerce, so it does cost us a couple, about $3
I love
to ship
the margins. How much are you selling of this stuff?
Yeah, so we launched early last year.
You guys hold on to your socks.
There you go. Since then, we've just crossed $2.5 million in sales.
Oh, there you go.
Wow.
See, now that is, there's Robert's excited face. Okay, so that definitely, and this is like a classic example where, I think that they've marked themselves right at the right spot, right? Because you're going to, once you get it, right, you're going to probably want to buy more, and I'm sure after a while, some people will probably rub it to the point where it like rubs off or doesn't have a texture anymore. So I think there's a definitely possibility for people to come back and keep buying over and over and over again, and as well as gifts and things of that nature. They have enough margin there that they could go to retail. It would be cool to see it like at like a supermarket, when at the checkout and places like that. The checkout at retail would be phenomenal.
Listen, say it again for everybody in the back.
2.5 million.
I love palm strips. Palm strips.
What is
palm
happening?
strips. Palm strips.
So we did
It's true.
We did 1.6
That's
million.
amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We do
Say
our
it again.
best.
You are
That's
making a ton of
amazing.
money.
I love it.
Do you have a zero return rate because it's so inexpensive to buy that people aren't going to bother to ship it back
Yeah,
for
it's
the
more
price it
expensive to
costs
ship,
them
yeah.
to get
In
it?
fact, what I will say is that we don't even make people ship the product back. If they don't like it and they let us know they don't like it, we offer them a full refund. So it's not an issue
Michael,
of the shipping cost.
I cannot tell you how many times it makes more sense to do that than to just ship it back, right? That is such. I've said this like so many times where people, we read the negative reviews on this channel, and it's like, well, your margins are so massive. If there's somebody that has something negative to say, just return the money. You already your cost is like $2 or $1 or something like that. It doesn't make sense for them to return it. It's a sticky back thing in this case. It doesn't make sense, right? But at the same time, you have such great margins, you can absolutely just be like, look, I'm sorry it didn't work for you. We'll make it right and just return refund you your money. And that is
Talk to me about
increasing the customer. That I'm hitting wrong buttons. That is increasing the customer experience. That just amplifies everything that a customer wants to know and will prevent a negative review from necessarily being written. So I ding for great customer service. And yet another reason why Amazon needs to reverse their policy to enable sellers to be able to go and reply to those customers so that they can make it right.
the trend line. Are the sales continuing to increase at the same pace for the last 3 months?
So we've done about $400,000 in the last 3
You
months.
got to be making a boatload of cash.
Last year, we had a profit of about $193,000. This is our slow season.
But Mike, why would there be a slow season for
Because people
anxiety?
have less anxiety in the summer.
Stress is not seasonal.
I mean, that
School, however,
surprises
is.
me.
And that is a huge part of who we sell to. We're in 3,000 schools as of right now. We've actually spoken to doctors, we've had special ed teachers, and they all agree, and they all use our product. They all agree that, to funnel excess anxiety energy, which is what it is, it's your fight or flight in gear, right? So put it here. Put it somewhere.
I accept the premise. My godkids are autistic, and one of the things we're really trying to do with them is to calm them down. We try to get them, in their case, it's not this, it's,
Sure.
it's a small blanket.
Yeah, it's sensory.
45 million Americans live with anxiety. I don't think this is an issue that is ever going to go away.
So to add to that, when you're looking at ways to manage that anxiety, this is an opportunity for that. I like that they're getting involved with doctors, they're getting involved with schools, being able to maybe sell it as like in school, like in the schools, like in the school store, like shops and things like that, like in the actual schools if they have their own stores, lunch lines or something to that effect. But I am worried that they're going to be able to be somewhat easily, I would think, be knocked off if there's not maybe I missed there was a patent. I don't think I did, but maybe there's some sort of patent there. It seems to make kind of hard to, I guess, a utility patent for a sticky thing with texture on it. Maybe that seems a little far-fetched to me, but I'm not a patent lawyer.
I talked a little bit earlier that when we built this company, we built it from the heart. And we're not in this to make a buck. I wasn't going to mention this in this pitch, but I have a 5-year-old son who was recently diagnosed with autism. And we hear from parents who say, this is helping my son and my child. And so I'm not someone who's in it for the buck. I'm really, truly in it to help people. Lucy, I called her out of the blue and said, can you come help me with this? And she said yes. And I think
It's
is
personal.
it easy to look at and say this is silly? Sure, it does look silly, but we do absolutely everything we can. We have a poster hanging up in our office that says, at CommShips, we want all of our customers to be happy.
These numbers.
I can get behind that, and making sure that you're doing the return, the return thing is a good way to get there. Yeah, I mean, look, I know what you're thinking. If you're thinking like, oh, that, a sob story, blah blah blah, and maybe he wasn't. I mean, like, clearly he didn't jump right into the pitch and say like, look, my son's autistic and this has helped him. We've seen that with some of these other products that help people. Like it helped me lose weight, or it helped me do X, Y, and Z. And it's like, okay, well, what lab tests do you have? What doctors? What any kind of medical proof do you have, scientific proof that you have to back that up, other than your anecdotal story that it helped you do the thing that you were wanting it to do? Which, if it helps you, that's awesome. But that's where you need somebody else to sign off on it. Some kind of doctor, some kind of medical research team, something. Though even that is not. There's a whole like industry around science. Scientific journals that like you basically just pay to get your article published, and then you can like say anything you want.
Are just astonishing,
Amazing.
and impressive, but I don't get it. I'm out.
Yeah.
But congratulations.
Don't get
you.
it still?
Thank
I'm
you.
sad about that.
Thank you.
Look, it's a great business for you guys, but in order for it to be investable, in my opinion, it's got to be a multi-product company that scales. So for those reasons, I'm out.
All right, guys.
I think
nobody-
that's all right. Come on now, like that's so Mark. You've invested in businesses that aren't that way, right? I mean, like just last week, right, with Tania Speaks, like you invested in that, cost you $400,000 to do that, and yeah. So I don't know. I mean, technically they have multiple products. They have different textures and things, and I'm sure if they've came up with this, that they will have something else to something else to get into, right? And we're gonna check out their website and social media at the end. And Michael and Lucy, I'd love to have you come on the show. Drop a comment down below, and we'll get you in here for an interview.
buys fidget spinners anymore. They had a purpose. They were selling a lot. A year from now, what if no one's buying this?
We are working on something right now where it can be die cut into shape so you can trace your finger along it. I think there's a lot to do in the.
It's all on the it's all with the texture.
You see a
I think
lot
there's
of
a lot of
runway.
room for growth here.
I want to come along for the ride, but I need to get my money out. So, Michael, here's my offer. I will give you the $250,000. 35%.
35%.
But I don't want to risk my money.
Can we counter back? Because
That's a lot of percent.
there's a lot of
That's
percent.
a lot of.
Well, why don't? Yeah, that's Robert. I was saying 20%. Anyway, especially because they have so many, happy customers that are probably going to keep buying and repeat customers. Yeah, I think I smell a royalty deal here, right? Like get your money out through a royalty, and then have your 10% or 15% if you want it.
And what I'll say is,
It's a lot of shark.
Sure.
All right, let's share this offer.
Let's hear a commercial break.
No equity, zero. Okay.
There it
I
is.
want $2.50 a unit until I get back my $250,000. Then it drops to $1 perpetuity.
I am allergic to the word perpetuity, sir.
I respect that, but we don't know if this has perpetual life at all. I'm hoping you'll come up with another product.
All right, I like that better. I will give you $250,000, $2.50 a unit until I get my money back, and then $1.50 until I get a 3x return on the initial capital. The difference is my deal ends.
Mr. Wonderful, as long as the word perpetuity is there, I believe this
Well,
is
how much would you allow me to make? When I give you $250,000, I get it back. I've made no money.
We talked about this a little bit earlier. It's important for me.
Does Lori have anything she wants to
I
say?
don't know. Lori's not officially out.
Do you have an offer you'd give me?
How about $250,000?
Guys, hang on. I learned a long time ago, there's no point in crashing a party that people don't want you in. You obviously don't want to deal with me. I'm out.
Wow. Well, that's a shame because that deal actually wasn't too bad if things continue to move in the direction. But giving up $1.50, he gives up three times his money, $250,000. God, I mean, what is that? For $750,000. So I don't know. That's tough. Hopefully Lori will come through with something that makes a little more sense. I feel like I think that was a bit greedy on Robert's part.
I would do the same offer as Kevin, but I would want to get 8% equity in the company.
250,000.
Wow. Okay. All right. Hold on a second. So it says 250,000 for an 8% plus a royalty of $250 until 250,000 is paid, then drops down to $1 in perpetuity. Well, that's not what they were hoping for.
$2.50 a unit
Until we got.
I get my 250,000 back, and then $1.50 until I get 750,000. No in perpetuity, no equity. That's the offer I made you.
So here's my question: would you be willing to do $250,000 for just 20% equity with no royalty?
No, I really want to blow this up. We want to go really quick, and I really think I'm trying to be fair for you because I really liked you guys and I believed in it.
Let me ask you,
until
Robert.
you stood me up.
I know.
You didn't even have an offer.
Look, we haven't been on Shark Tank before. I'm not one today.
Michael, and you will never be back.
Robert, when you put your offer back on the table, I'll take it right now. No questions asked.
Don't stand me up for a maybe.
No, we shake hands, we hug, it's all over.
I cannot believe this. Wow. We're going to check out their website in a second here.
We walked into the tank wanting to work with Robert, so when he went out, it was heartbreaking. I mean, I was heartbroken, but we're like, we can bring him back in, and when we got him back in, my heart sang. I mean, it's everything that we wanted.
That is awesome. I still think it was kind of greedy there. Michael, Lucy, I'd love to have you come on the show and talk about your experience. We're going to check out their website here. So I usually like to see faces, but you got to go all the way down here. But hey, it's a doctor. Ding, ding. Licensed psychologist, clinical neuropsychologist, which is cool to see. But it's a nice looking website. Just I love seeing faces. I don't know, Michael. Has anybody ever told you you look like you could maybe double as a Tom Hanks look-alike contest? I don't know. Maybe like a younger looking Tom Hanks, or like Tom Hanks's brother, for that matter. Or maybe you're his cousin. I don't know. But here, I thought it was $24.99 for a 5-pack, but they got $12.99 for a 5-pack here, which is good to see. Paying full or for interest-free installment payments between $50,000 and $3,000, which tells me that their average. They're probably getting around $50 per order out of people. And here you go. Here's paper boats for $10.99. Yeah, I'm gonna have to order some and give this a try to add to my my fidget collection here. Now, one thing I did want to point out was that they didn't have their TikTok here on their site, but I did go and find them on TikTok. So you might want to get that added. 16,000 likes on Facebook. Absolutely awesome to see. Definitely some engagement. When was the last time post? January 26th. It's not loading anything past that. Hop over to Pinterest. You see 48 followers. I mean, Pinterest is... I still would like to. I got to get somebody on the show that can talk Pinterest and like what you can do as a business to really make it work for you. 19,000 on Instagram, and that's awesome to see. Let's see, we got some engagement on that one, some engagement here. I don't understand why. I guess some of these are videos. Yeah. Oh no, they're not videos. It just doesn't show the number on some posts. I guess maybe it's testing out not showing likes like they did down in Australia. It's kind of weird how it's selective, but they got quite a few followers there. 146 subscribers here on the YouTubes. Great to see. TikTok, 51,000 likes. 211 followers. Not as much as I would hope to see. Here's got 49,000, 65,000 plays on a couple of those videos. So just to look into what's so special about those videos that made those go like really, crazy numbers. 84,000 there. So that's good to see. And then if you pop over to Amazon, so on Amazon they have 2 packs for $25 too. So you get 10 sensory adhesive strips, which is cool to see. 85 reviews on this particular one. I'm curious. We always want to look to see like what is not going well. I wish you could respond to these, as I say in like most of these videos. They stayed on students' desk for only a day for the price. I expected them to last a lot longer. This was a waste of money. Not pleasant to touch for persons with sensory sensitivity in particular. And ordered a 10-pack, but only received 5 strips. Well, that seems like an easy fix, and hopefully they, Michael and Lucy went and made it right for those customers. Kind of like how you make it right for me down in the comments. Like, Alicia, I love your channel. I rarely ever comment, but it's becoming a thing in my daily life. LOL. I definitely prefer watching Shark Tank with your commentary. The regular episodes seem boring now. You have such a calming personality. God bless. Alicia, you were probably the first person to ever say that to me. That, my God. I need to get this shirt that says, I can't calm down, I'm a Pardo. And that is like literally that is the mantra. But I try to keep it real, and I try to keep it fun, and I try to keep it exciting, and I try to be calming. It's funny if you ask my kids, like I try to be calm with them, but at the same time, like you also have to be stern, and sometimes I got to get loud. I don't like getting loud. Then my voice goes, and you kind of already can hear my voice is kind of shot because it's been a heck of a week for me. Anyway, I appreciate you watching, Alicia, and if you find this calming, I'm going to tell my other family members, and they are probably going to have a good laugh at that. Anyway, I'll see you in one of these 2 videos over here. Take care and go be super.